Welcome to my stream of Spiral Abyss. This time around, the moment of Suzuki is called Transfusing Moon. And the blessings of Transfusing Moon entails having characters that receive healing. Their elemental damages will increase by 20%, and this will last up to 8 seconds. So, as long as you keep stacking them up for until 3 times, because that's the most that they allow you to do, you can go up till, I don't know, 60% extra damage for that much amount of time, which is pretty darn amazing. Um, this also necessitates the use of healers as compared to shielders in your team if you want to take advantage. Of course, if your characters are good, if you are someone who has good artifacts as well as some broken set of characters, this is something that you can ignore. But let's get started. Let's see how far into the abyss we end up descending. Go for the challenge, and here we go. I wonder where they get these names from. Transfusing Moon, and the last time was called something else. Anyway, so these are the results for the last Abyss run. I was able to get up until the 35th star. I got to 36 star after I tried multiple times, but it basically entailed me being very specific about where I moved into. There were multiple enemies spawning one after the other, and the waves were multiple, even though the enemies were simple in nature. So I was spending more time in movement and less time in actually combating them. So it was quite the mix over there. Um, so 12th floor, 36 stars, 12 slash 3. Let's continue. And the blessing this time around is something that we've already seen before. So I'm going to skip that and move into over here. So the flow 9 requires for you to use vaporized reaction, that's pyro plus hydro. Let's see the kind of enemies that we have over here. Yeah, so these enemies are something that can be easily grouped, and you'd definitely be benefited by using a pyro DPS on the first chamber, um, first half of the chambers, while having a hydro DPS for the second half of the chambers is definitely advised over here. Alright, nothing special. Yeah, I forgot again. Pyro on the first one. Right. Wow, so this time around it allows you to drag your loadout, so you don't really have to unequip every single one of them after you're done equipping them just because they are not in the right order. The order stuff is something that's very dependent on the muscle memory. Some people really like to keep their DPSs on the first slot. Me, on the other hand, I like to keep it on the second slot. The support might be in the first and third, while the healer or shielder would be on the fourth one. So, Pyro on the first. Let's see if we can get ourselves a Bennett, Yoimiya, Xingqiu, and finally, Songli. In the second half, we could take Newelet and Furina, but I suppose that would be a bit too much. These enemies are really fragile, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Nahida, Kamisato Ayato, then who else? Who else? How about Kazuha? Um, I'm thinking of a weird combination. So of course this is a kind of team that where I won't really require healing or shielding of any sorts, because the moment the abyss fighting time starts, I'll be done with the lot. Um, but yeah, let's do one thing. Let's keep Raiden, Shogun on the first one. Ayato would be the one who would be the DPS. On third position, Nahida, and finally, so you see where I'm going, right? This is a Hyper Bloom team. Let's keep a dedicated healer like Kokomi. And this also helps us get 2 Hydro characters, so there will be an elemental resonance on the second half. So if I were to click on this one and see, I will be less likely to be affected by Pyro, less likely by 40% times, and the max HP of all the characters, all of them, would increase by 25%. And Ayato is someone who can actually take advantage of that. Not sure if you would need it per se, but again, Ayato is considerably a weaker character, so I'd much rather give him that buff than not to.
I will have order.
Zombies ult and
Stabilize.
I'm going in. Let me weave you a verse.
Raining with Songlead's pillar. Well,
Have a little taste.
I could not go in the first level and then use Ionia, but from what I see over here, I don't
Blade. This is order.
it's a good thing that Songlead is pretty confident.
No, my sword. Time for a light show.
The fairy.
And that does with the first half of the first chamber of 9th up.
Let's get down to business.
Well, if you have the demons, they're apparently enough duelist. So you can't really go the spin to win a fight when you are doing stuff. Thankfully that's not the case with Nahida, you can still track multiple targets by doing this without even having to worry about where these people are exactly located. But it's wild, you know, I'm using a mouse that has a grand total of 16,000 DPI in the maximum, and if I were to use Newlet right now and kind of do the spin to win, even though I would like do the entire table wrist thingy, I would still be able to move his view by only a small amount. So quite a big nerf. They call it a bug. I don't see that as a bug. They did provide us with an apologem. Well, not an apologem, some amount of it, but that definitely does not compensate for the kind of loss that we have had.
Adventure time. Teamwork is strength.
But at first, and of course,
Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate.
I will have order.
Holy crap. Look at those numbers. Full disclosure, like my zombie does not even have that much of hit rate. That was just me being lucky.
Order guide you. Solidify.
Rain cutter.
One,
Time for a light
what
show.
happened? Thankfully, my Xingqiu has a good amount of energy recharge, so getting it back up won't be that big of an issue.
I see everything. Shine down.
Cascade. Mind the deluge.
The Temple of
Naida's energy requirement is also
Everyone
small,
move
so I
in.
don't really mind if there's not a lot of enemies when I start the
I see everything.
energy requirement is
Come on,
50.
allow me.
So if you have like somewhere around 120 or 50, that should be very much.
There is no escape.
So let's
Rest
see.
and rebuild.
And
Hey.
try to use the second candle from Dendro before we want to wire to run some Hyper Bloom. And off he goes. Hyper Bloom is an amazing reaction. It enables Ayato, who I don't even term to be a good character, to do a lot of damage just because there's this combination of Hydro and Dendro as well as Electro. Of course, you need to have good elemental mastery, but that's much easier to find as compared to a good combination of crit rate and crit damage on the set that is more suited to a certain character. I'll take attack on this one, but yeah, I think attack is the best one. The other ones require me to have characters speed, which I don't
Stabilize.
This won't take us long, but I think my speed will even reduce with time.
Fire hazard.
And off they go.
Where are you?
I will have order.
I'll give you the stone first.
I'm going in. Witness the power of Gugwa. Time for a
I
light
got
show.
37,000 on the Hydro damage from Xingqiu's side when I was casting the elemental skill. which
Illusion
again
shattered.
is a big
I see
number for a
everything.
4-star that
Make yourselves
has
at home.
released like
Allow me.
you can do it
Kamisato
time,
on.
like
Sweep.
long,
Cascade.
long time. Wow, don't hit the kid, come on, huh?
The Temple of Wisdom.
That should do it. And I heard the sound as well that Athos Elemental Burst was regenerated, which is always a good thing. Unfortunately, it's a new floor, so I'm of course gonna start up with a full gauge of energy. Right, so the leyline disorder over here is 50% increased damage regardless of what hydro reaction you do, but it has to be a hydro reaction. Let's see the opponents that we'll be facing this time around, and the first half seems to be a good bunch of people that can be easily grouped, but also that means that they will be spread across like anything, so I'll have to spend energy into chasing them. The second half has these many people. The second chamber, first half of course groupable, the second half is a group of big enemies or enemies with big health bars, and finally these. So hydro reaction, right? They did not say which reaction, as long as it's hydro, it should be fine. I'm very much biased towards taking Furina, Nuvolette, Kaidehara Kazuha, and finally the character that I just built, Charlotte, in the first half. In the second half, on the other hand, I'm very much inclined on taking someone who hits really hard, someone in the lines of Arlecchino. So Bennett, Arlecchino, and who else? Xingqiu would be of help here. I don't really need shielders because they would be dead before I even start, but it's always good to have some assurance. So when the HP is greater than 50%, the attack is increased by 30%. But this is only applicable for this specific chamber, and I would be much rather better off having elemental mastery, even if it provides me with a small buff.
Shower me with
The wind knows it.
Alright.
let my name echo in sound. Hard hitting it.
Settle down.
Yeah, look at how slowly Nuvolette is turning. Jesus Christ.
Transfix.
This is order.
We'll use the elemental skill first, then use
Teamwork
one
is strength.
to
Rain
use them
cutter.
before we
Rain
kill them.
outlines your fate. No.
And then, wow, that was quick. Speaking of quick, that's the first chamber done. Let's move on to the next one. Over here, the normal and charge attack damage increases by 20%. Of course, I can make use of that. The other ones, not so much. And let's start with this. And I just
One
know
with
that
nature.
I'm using
Clouds high.
stamina in moving from one place to another, which is always bad.
Time to shine.
Bow your head. An oversight on my part.
Yeah, these
Let the mighty
sectors,
be
I hate
humble.
them because they would simply die.
Into the wind.
They would explode first on their way out. And it almost looks like
Settle
well,
down.
they would die, but they would take you with them. Which feels toxic in some manner or form. Or it might not be useful.
Bench everybody stand.
Order guide you.
We'll play circle and tangle.
Solidify.
Let me lead you a verse. Rain outlines your fate.
Unless of course the 5-4 character ends up doing something a lot better. What do you think she would be? Would she be an off-field pyro player like Shangling? Would be a better alternative to her, or do you think that she might be a better alternative to Bennett? Or the third option is she might be something else entirely. Let me know in the comments down below. But speaking of the buffs that we get for this floor, energy recharge is something that's always good. and I'm not that much in need of HP. So, energy.
Your journey ends here, Lord
One
of
with
Sin.
nature.
Your sacrifice is ready.
Smile!
Hard hitting
I
it.
wish I had some more PR, but I guess I don't. I have that 270, and the reason why she still needs more because she's the only cryo character in the team. So
Transfix.
there's no one else providing more with
Witness the power of the wild.
no other cryo character in the team. So I'm kind of done with the bad deal on that one. Just makes me wonder just how powerful Alicino is, because we were just talking about the first half of the last chamber, and spamming the normal attacks after the blood debt is due, the enemies just see themselves out. They don't want to be there. They don't want to be around you. That's just how powerful Alicino is. Anyway. Electro damage bonus and hydro damage bonus. What if I were to use both? Would I get both? I probably will. So... okay, I mean, of course in the first half it's a no-brainer that you would want to use hydro characters, because come on now, why would you use an electro character over here? Of course using electro with pyro would trigger the overloaded reaction, would fling them away, and that is what you want to do when you're defending your ley line. But in the second half, of course, there are large hydro slimes, large cryo slimes. I really want to take what's her name, Alicino over here, but I guess we'll give it a shot. We'll find out if it works, but if it does not, we'll retry it again. I hate ley line defense from the bottom of my heart. It's bad because you defend something that can't even move, that can't be even, their energy can't even be increased, health can't be even increased. So, yeah. Well, enough rant. The first half has Furina, Nuvolet, Kaidehara, Kazuha, and finally Charlotte. And in the second half, they said that there would be electro damage bonus. So I am thinking of taking Nahida, Florent. Of course, taking Xingqiu over here would help with the Hyper Bloom, but we'll see. And finally Zhongli, because nuking them as well as some shielding is always helpful. Well, I did not want to see it, but just because I want to
Osmanthus
prove my
wine
point,
tastes the same as I remember.
I take it
But
back.
where are those who share
48.9
the
is
memory?
definitely not that bad. It's definitely not good. Come on now. I mean, I would assume that anything below 65% of crit rate is bad, but this is tolerable, and there's good HP as well. I was looking into the opponent details. Okay, so Xingqiu won't be useful over here as well. And finally, the Jade Plume Tertium. Okay, this is where I think there is value in taking someone like Chlorand or Raiden Shogun, because if you use Electro, you would be able to disable that enemy at a much quicker speed. Okay, Elemental Burst, that's a no-brainer. None of my characters have less than 50% HP, and even if they do, I have Charlotte, who heals them up real quick. So, that's a no-brainer.
Shower me with time to shine!
And
Breaking news!
Be sanctified.
64 grand for an F2P Nuvolet. With that F2P craftable weapon.
The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
Let my name echo in song! Strike
I
full
really hope
tempo!
I'm saving a good amount of leeway for the second half. I think having a dedicated healer in a team that has both Furina and Nuvolet is always going to help.
Everyone hold hands! Make yourselves at home!
Well, how
This
about we go
is
then
order.
and then I nuke you folks so that you
Stabilize.
don't
Let me lead you
anything.
first. Rain outlines your...
Where evil lurks, shoot on sight into the shadows.
I think I had the buff to elemental burst, and that is something that would be useful over here. Come on, I hate getting stuck.
I will have order. Solidify.
I see everything. Sharing my knowledge.
Rain cutter.
Time to testify.
Some good numbers. I really hope that these people did not have skills on them. Oh boy, that was bad.
This is order.
I'll probably reattempt this using knowledge, you know, because this is the half that I
Witness the
took
power.
great amount of
Loaded.
damage in. So that's definitely not 3 stars. I'll reattempt that once we are done. Right, so speaking about buffs, first we got buffed to Elemental Burst, now we get buffs to Elemental Skill. But there's also this buff to attack if the defense were to drop by 15%, which is amazing. This is like corrupted mods in Warframe, but this is only persisting to this chamber alone. I won't be able to take it forward, so I'm going to stick with Elemental Skill damage.
Into the wind.
As well as
The times beckon.
Large Arc, and then
Bow your head.
we have a couple more.
Time to shine.
One with nature.
Fire application is amazing as well.
Settle down.
On Earth, though, so you know, you can't really have it at the comfort of Elemental Skill. I literally waited up there and I was like, well, if you were to drop in, after which I would drop, definitely not do so, because if I were to do that, I would have that thing skull, you know, crush my characters. That's a big no-no. Now over here,
Stabilize.
having
The Temple of Wisdom.
not, because these things,
Shoot on sight
really
into the
hit
shadows.
Order guide.
well, I wonder if I would have taken, you know, someone else instead of Shinji.
I see everything.
Let me lead you
Alright.
first.
Ready.
I guess I'm always thinking about the last chamber, and that is what made me want to take Shingchu, because Hyper Bloom is something that I can make use of. Right, so attack is increased by 30% when the character's HP is greater than 50%. The attack increases by 30. I'll take this one because this is the last chamber, and Furina, even if she were to decrease people's health, would not let it go below 50%. Unless, of course, I let it happen if I'm not playing nicely. That is really
Clouds
bad.
high. The birds.
Be sanctified.
Bunch of elemental skills and elemental burst for each character.
Let the world collapse. Break it down.
By Charlotte.
Into the wind.
And the fanfare
Bow
points
your
in the
head.
match that they're not match, they should be now with the use of New Elect. I do think that you saw that thing, you know, that wave-like thing or the bubble thing, I don't know, starting in the middle and then heading towards the periphery of the screen.
Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter.
Well, the second one was unnecessary.
Hunt them down. Into the shadows.
Good number. This character is feature in the drugstore in the 3.x
I will have
timeline.
order.
Now it has been demoted.
Let me
I
lead you
have
a verse. No, my sword.
Features upon being deadliest.
Everyone prepared.
Loaded.
And that does it with the 11th floor. Now this is where things start become complicated. The 12th floor, where there are no leyline disorders. There will be buffs, of course, but depending on how well those buffs are for you, things might work, things might not work. So the chamber one looks very identical to the last one, and so does chamber 2. What the hell, are they reusing stuff from the last one? And so does Chamber 3. What the hell? Yeah, so just like the last time, I'm gonna take Furina, New Villette, Kazuha, and here's hoping that I'm able to dodge them quickly. So Charlotte, and well, that's probably, yeah, that should be for the second half. I'll take Furina, New Villette, Kazuha, and Charlotte on this one. There she is. And for the first half, I'm very much inclined on taking Alicino, because I suspect that it's the first half that I'll struggle the most with. You know, because there's too many waves, they start appearing one by one instead of them appearing at once and you taking them out together with big elemental burst energy. You just can't do that. They keep appearing one by one and away from each other, so there's this considerable amount of time that you spend just going from one boss to another, and that spends a lot of time. You know, you can literally miss out on the third star. And well, what we can do instead is maybe we can give it a try now, and the first chamber, if that is the one that I face difficulty in, I might give it a try with a different team, because you know it provides you that thing. It's not as hardened as what's it called, Imaginarium Theater. Well, speaking of which, do let me know in the comments down below if you want me to create content on Imaginarium Theater as well. The loadouts that I have, as well as the more horizontal investment that I have had with the characters, as well as the artifacts. Remember, I'm playing these games as of F2P, and everything that I spend is farmed from the events that we have had, as well as exploring the world. So anything that I do is something that most people would be able to do as long as they have the enough amount of dedication in the game. But you know, speaking about dedication, let's see just how far our dedication takes us in the 12th floor. We'll take Nahida here, Clorent, Shengchu, and Song Li. A huge part of me thinks that we're gonna miss out on a third star for the first chamber, but well, I suppose we have to be okay with that.
Order guide.
Not that big
Rain
numbers
cutter.
as
Rain
some
outlines
people
your
put me out
fate.
previously, but it's
Time
fine.
to testify. Ready.
Some others. Multiple numbers, little Yuka Buga of sorts. We'll target them as well, but then
I will have
them
order.
before they get to me. I frame is one big of a thing.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Literally,
Let me weave you a verse. Rain outlines your fate.
Where evil lurks. Shoot on sight. Loaded.
one big advantage that these 5-star characters have on the 4-star characters is eye frame. No matter just how
Order
bad your
guide.
5-star character is. Like even if you were to have Dia, you will have eye
I see
frame
everything.
that someone
Rain
else like
cutter.
Darling, who I think is
Rain
the best
outlines your
fighter
fate.
character
Know my
of
sword.
4-star.
Time to testify. Into the shadows.
Make yourselves at home.
Well, I should not have
This
done it
is
here
order.
because they were
Solidify.
about to
Witness the
die.
power of Gurwa.
They have died.
was foretold.
Embrace the
Hunt them
storm.
down. Ready.
Now to target their head, but I'll be
Where
in
do
the
you
most
think you're
important
going?
counter target.
Stabilize.
Everyone hold hands.
Rain cutter.
I will have order.
I think one of the best is
Into
that,
the shadows.
that should make it considerably weak. And I'm just somewhere around 8 minutes,
Shoot on
12
sight.
seconds, 8 minutes and 8 in the last screenshot. 8 minutes and 8 seconds. Will it be enough? Only time will tell. This first,
The wind knows me, as one with wind and cloud.
Settle down.
I wonder if I spoiled Cairo. I suspect I did.
Let my name echo in song. Hard hitting it.
One with nature.
The tides beckon.
Well, I hate these bosses, man. Like, they have this faith that no matter how hard you hit them, will come. Like, there's no place.
Silence! Justice is blood.
Let's call ceasefire. Time to shout.
Yeah, let's call ceasefire. For God's sake, all my characters are in bad shape.
At least I...
Speaking of bad shape. This is worse than getting 2 stars over here, because if I would have gotten 2 stars, I would have totally been fine in the remaining floors, but there's no other choice in retrying it. So let's retry. And let's be a bit more careful about their trajectories. You know, you can never tell when they are too close to you.
I see everything. The Temple of
But
Wisdom.
that also gives me an
This is
opportunity of
order.
increasing my performance on this
Solidify.
Witness
specific
the power
half
for
of
what?
the first
Huh?
saber.
Rain, outline, hunt them down. Ready.
So far, so good.
Order guide you. Gather.
Make yourselves at home.
Some of these animations take too long as
Let
well,
me weave you a verse.
so they get you out of the action.
Evil lurks. Shoot on
Which,
sight
depending
into
on
the
who
shadows.
you are, might be decidable, might not be. Oh, come on, you're
This
down.
is order.
Don't block me from heading the other
Everyone
way.
hold hands.
Rain cutter.
Time to testify. Ready.
What I just done was use Nida's ult first, and that should have
I will have order.
Florence, made her do what she was
Solidify.
doing in a much better way.
Sharing my knowledge.
But I suppose there's another opportunity.
Let me weave you a verse. No, my sword. Huh?
Loaded.
I think the ult was there when I get close to them.
Coming was foretold.
Evil lurks. Shoot on sight.
This is order. Gather.
I wonder if that would have stopped them from spawning their heads.
Bloom is the
That
flowers
is-
and
Into the shadows.
None of those deaths are alive. That's not good.
Let's make her a little. Make
we'll
yourselves at
meet again.
home.
Hunt them down.
Okay. So a bit better than the last time. I still am like, you know what, don't give me the 2 stars that my characters
Be
should be alive.
Clouds high. The birds call.
What the heck am I doing?
Let mine in. Echo in song. Breaking news.
One with nature.
Breaking news.
The tides beckon.
Yeah, I think I'll have to play the waiting game on this one.
Yoo-hoo!
The wind knows.
Smile.
Settle down.
Hit their all goes and that do something about the shield that they have.
Time to shine.
So far, so good.
One with nature. One with wind and cloud.
Oh, so one of them is dead. I'm thankful that this is not the kind of boss that, you know, reaches in
The mighty be
or
humble.
help just because the other one is dead and you're not able to kill the first one in time.
Strike a pose.
Because that would have been bad. And nope, I don't think that would be enough for 3 stars.
One
We
with
get that
nature.
medal that has, you know,
Silence.
inside written on it. And maybe I'll face the willingness to try it again on the second attempt. With all it, you know, of course, because, you know, a hard hitter always helps. And over here, normal attack and charge attack damage is definitely going to be a lot more helpful than the other 2. Unless, of course, if you don't have a shield or a healer, of course, that is definitely understandable.
Solidify.
No, my sword.
So even if you don't
Witness the power
get
of
sword, which
I
makes
will
you
have
relevant to
order.
the skill, at least I can get some energy from you, and that will enable me to use the sword. You do get trying to see why I hate it.
Stabilize.
It literally describes where it was stopping damage to you.
Rain outlines
Be
your
like,
fate.
well, too bad. Too bad.
Ready.
I just don't want to get hurt now. And you kind of have to be okay with that. Overshoot not that way. Alright, what the hell?
I see everything. Sharing my knowledge.
That thing, sir.
Order guide you.
Good as proper.
Solidify.
Rain cutter.
While making sure that we give out enough time for
Shoot
the
on
second
sight.
half.
Loaded.
Okay, so that's the first time that it does. The second time when you do it, it's like, well, I suppose I'll take damage now.
Everyone hold hands.
Let me weave you up.
This is order.
Well, I was totally better off without
Ready.
the elemental force of things. So I could have given up for the algorithm of semi-transient something.
Into the wind.
I'm so bad with names.
Let the
I'm
world
gonna call it
collide. Shoot! Bomb!
It's not too far.
Be sanctified.
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
Time to shine! Yoo-hoo!
So at this point in time, I think that Koida might just be able to kill people without having
Let the mighty be humble.
someone else.
Breaking news!
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds...
Let the
But
world
I should
collide!
have cleaned up our
Silence.
for these things, the one of stars that I guess we'll see just how bad the situation we are in.
Be sanctified.
Right?
One with nature.
Strike a pose! Hold that pose!
Settle down.
Not so bad. I think it can be doable.
Time to shine!
On the substance, these are cut stuff rotate and
The wind
be like, well, I'm gonna talk to you the people like it's not
adorn my...
speak
None
of
over
it.
such silence.
We're gonna play the long distance game if you were to be the person sitting me like a pizza.
The tides beckon.
There you go. Right, so 3 stars on Death Chamber. Not bad. I'm yet to try the first chamber of the 11th floor as well. Now that I get just reminded of it, I feel bad that I'm not just leaving 1 star but 2 stars. So that is not 35 stars. That will be 34 stars in the first 1 sitting run. And I'm an elitist, so I hate it. But it is what it is.
Hey! The Temple of Wisdom.
Rain
Good,
outlines
that's
your
also
fate.
having
Rain
the
cutter.
cooldown reset like that. I should have started with the ult, but I suspect that I did not have the ult
Time to
ready
testify.
at that point in time.
I will have
Because
order.
that's a no-brainer.
Stabilize.
Everyone hold hands. Sharing my knowledge.
So I get the
Let me weave you a
as
purse.
well. Which we did, amazing.
Where evil lurks. Shoot on sight.
Order guide
So
you.
thankful that I did not decide to disappear when I was taking my ult happen because that would have been
Witness the power of Gua.
disrespectful.
Rain outlines your fate.
Loaded.
Top and ground moments in Genshin Impact when I'm playing, style of it. Something aligned with
Hey! Make yourselves at home.
that. So I suppose I should
Stabilize.
finish this by age 40.
Ready.
Come on.
Hunt them down.
841. So not that bad of a performance.
Pay your dues.
One with
Definitely
nature.
could be better. I
Aligning
understand.
echo in
Not
song.
that bad. As long as we get ourselves, the 3 stars in this low, we are happy.
Be sanctified.
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds...
Time to shine. To think that Power when people deem him to be a weaker character, and now Power is like best fit for anything,
Breaking news!
for literally anything that you do.
Bow your head.
And you should be golden.
Silence.
Oh boy.
The tides beckon.
That great bold thing
One with
was,
nature.
racing towards
Fallen
the end
leaves.
of the
Adorn my-
world, which might not be the case for him anyway.
Stop that!
The wind knows it.
I
Settle down.
estimated that the Earth would be ready for Queen at that point in time, as it was.
Let the world come alive! Say cheese!
Come on.
Bow your head.
The one bad thing about duelist is when you get those balls
mighty
and
be
that's
humble.
when you get interrupted, the balls get consumed and you kind of have to wait until you are able to cast your elemental skill or elemental burst. But 3 stars in the last chamber as well. Which brings us to the bottom of the spiral abyss. Transfusing moon. It of course is not a perfect run, so if you were to allow me some more time, I'll go ahead and change that. Make something that's not perfect into something that indeed is. So I'm gonna start with this flow, the 12 flow, because of course we're gonna take the most difficult of pills first. And over here in the first half, yeah, over here I'll take Lechino, Bennett, Xingqiu, and Songli. And in the second half, of course, it's the New Ballet team. So Furina, New Ballet. Where is Kazuha? There he is. And finally Clorend. Charlotte, not Clorend. Weird, I get confused in both of these names, even when they don't even remotely sound the same.
Off we go!
I wonder why.
Overrule! Teamwork is dreamwork!
I will have order. Gather.
Rain cutter!
Well, I would have
Rain outlines.
in the box that you are getting just because this is only the first floor that we'll be looking into, the first chamber. So we could have taken a lot more liberty to decide and what was more favorable to the
This
first
is
one.
order.
But I suppose anything that
Go
works
in.
does one
Let me
anyway.
weave you a verse. Know my sword! Rain
I'm not too
outline.
sure.
Everlasting as the moon.
I really hope that was not the
I will
wrong
have
thing to
order.
do. Because this research
Stabilize.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Witness the power.
and research the CDS also. If you don't have it, cool, you cannot get it. But Bond of Light takes some time to become fused or
Lay
mature.
bare.
And I suppose I'm getting a bit far from wherever the next set of enemies
Stretch your wings and
Go
raise a
in.
star.
Order guide you.
Rain cutter!
Where do you think you're going?
Know my sword!
Witness my rise. Transfixed. No.
You three. I really wish I had Bennett's ult to assist me for a bit longer period of time. 8 minutes and 26 seconds. Will it be enough? Let's find out.
One with nature, as one with wind and cloud.
Silence. The tides beckon.
Come on. I did not want to win. Just ult over here. We're just getting started.
Time to shine! Yoo-hoo! Breaking news!
Wow.
Into the wind.
Those were a lot of
Bow your
damage.
head.
Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows me.
Let my name echo in song! Smile!
Let the mighty be humble.
Imagine if you're fighting someone, you suddenly whip out the cam and start taking your critical.
Settle down.
One with nature.
I don't see that as being funny. I would be scared if someone had to do that. Like what kind of sweet thought that they started taking my texture instead of fighting me.
Silence.
Strike a pose!
Into the wind.
Couldn't be expected.
Let the
I
world
wonder if it would be.
Say cheese!
The tides beckon.
wind
It's
knows
my
me.
turn.
As one with wind and cloud.
Close enough. Close enough. A couple of seconds late and I would have missed the third star again. So I'm gonna leave right now, quitting while I'm ahead, and be like, hey, I got 9 stars in the 12th floor. Abandon challenge. Please and thank you. For the 11th floor, the first chamber, thankfully I don't have to endure through all the chambers, all the halves of these chambers to get to the 3rd floor. So, third chamber, so that's always a good thing. Over here, it's the second half that I had problems with, didn't I? So I'll take this, I'll let you know. Of course, taking a hydro does not really help. What should I take? Maybe Shangling, because off-field pyro application. Why not? And finally Zhongli. And over here, the classic Furina, New Vallette, Kaidehara Kazuha, and Charlotte. I won't be making use of the buffs, I know, on the second half, but it's fine. It's totally fine. I'll take the burst now, and let's get started.
One with nature. Share. Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
Come close.
Time to shine! Breaking news!
The wind knows me.
Let the mighty be humbled.
Hydro is so meta right
Settle
now,
down.
and the next thing naturally indicator is
Cheer. Clouds high. The birds
what to have
Lightning,
Hydro.
echoing song!
So I'm just wondering just how wild of combinations people could be able to come up with, you know, with that. So Hydro, I suspect it was Cryo and Anemo. These three are rumored to be featuring
Laid bare.
as the elements of choice for the next one. So I'm like,
This is order.
we will see
Stabilize.
a lot of
Teamwork
new
is dreamwork.
That's for sure. I hate getting frozen in the screen. It's just defeats my cadence. The speed with which I'm defeating
Order
enemies
guide you.
becomes a bit slower.
Solidify.
Not by a lot though, because honestly, you know,
Everybody
it's
stand
hard
back.
to wait here.
Transfixed.
Okay, close enough, close enough. Now, can you folks please stop jumping? Jesus Christ. And she flies into God knows where. Yeah, 3 stars in the 11th floor as well. Before now. And when I were to go inside, I'll see that I have a pending challenge. Yeah, that's a Braha moment right recorded for you folks. I was gonna say I have 36 stars, but I couldn't quite because I have just one modal to dismiss. Off you go. Oh, well, closing. Yeah, speaking of Braha moments, take some more. Abandon challenge, there you go. I think it makes sense when you're clicking close, you're like you're indeterminate if you want to abandon challenge or not. But I suppose the cancel button does that as well. So, anyway. Let's not think about the technical details, but 36 stars. Right here. And the rewards are 200 from the last time onwards. Previously it was supposed to be 150, but the way they have divided these are 50, 50 and 100. So it's very important for folks to get 36 stars now more than ever, because now you won't just be leaving 50 primo gems on the table, you would be leaving 100 primo gems, and I don't know about you, but that's almost two-thirds of a pull. So definitely go for it if you can. And for this one as well, this 2, this 3, so 200 times 4, 800. So that's like what, 5 pulls? Which is not bad. 5 pulls in a day. The moral of the story, though, is for you folks to build Charlotte. Like, I'm not even kidding. She is powerful. The way she's able to heal people up really quickly, as well as her being a cryo unit, being able to freeze enemies as well. You can protect Neuvillette by healing, protect the entire team while you're at it, of course, but protecting Neuvillette is important because interruption resistance for Neuvillette comes only in the first constellation. Or was it the second one? Yeah, the first one. The interruption resistance will be increased while using the charged attack. That literally, foregoes the requirement of using a shielder of sorts, which I used to have. I used to use Diona until now, and I'm like, I'm gonna use Charlotte, who is C1 by the way, but the energy charge that she has is quite a lot. And I didn't even worry too much about the artifact set that she was having. Elemental Mastery, not sure how she's gonna use it, so didn't bother. Energy charge, yes, it is something that she can definitely make use of. So if you haven't built Charlotte, please do yourself a favor, do it. Even Charlotte is going to be of great help in this featured Imaginarium Theater. If the rumors are correct and if it is indeed Cryo that is going to come, she is going to be of help with Neuvillette, with Furina, with Kazuha, because even Animo's here. The entire team is ready, and it's an F2 people. You don't really need to have like a 5-star weapon. That's Favonius Codex. You'll get too many of them if you were to just pull for just the character banners and nothing else. You'll get an R5 easy peasy. But that is about it for this time around. We were finally able to get ourselves up until the 12th floor, 3rd chamber. Partly because of the challenges being the same as the last one, so you can make mistakes once, but never again. There was learning from the last time, there's learning this time as well. We have gotten ourselves 800 Primo Gems, 5 pulls to waste on the gacha system, but this is the game to blame and not the player. That is about it for this time around. If you like this, hit that like button, share this video with friends who are tryhards just like me, so that they'll get to know what they can take for the Abyss. And let me know in the comments down below if you think that I did a certain oopsie during the Spiral Abyss run. But with that being said, take care and I'll see you folks around.